What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Jeff from the Joint Chiropractically. I have a special guest this weekend, Dr. Gary Borman, who is a qualified naturopath. And where are you from, Gary?
Feeling great naturally.
Feeling great naturally. That's what they do.
Name says it all.
Get you feeling great naturally. That's right. And Gary, we're going to talk to you a little bit about naturopathy today. Some of you, I'm sure, have questions on what is it? Is it safe? What are they going to do? Some of you may know all about naturopathy. You're just looking for a good one. Gary's a pretty bright guy, so we're going to get some input from him today about naturopathy. So, Gary, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Pleasure.
First question that I want to ask you is, I ask everybody, what drove you to become a naturopath?
Long story short, I grew up very Western, very much in mainstream medicine. Back in 1999, when I was wondering what I'm going to do when I grow up, a car accident, was rear-ended, had no level of neck pain that came with that. It was just pain all day long for 18 months. And when trying to find a solution to it, I stuck with mainstream. Their recommendations were take 8 Panadols a day, and if you need more pain relief, go to a different class of pain reliever. So I was popping 8 Panadols every single day, and then at least 2 or 4 aspirin every single day, and I did that for well in excess of 12 months. And went, there is something really wrong here. Went back to the docs and said, this is nuts. I can't keep consuming this. Nothing's getting fixed. My work days are extraordinarily long because I can only work for a couple of hours before I have to get up and move around. And he referred me to an orthopedic surgeon, who I thank, because he had the bedside manner of a rattlesnake. He was just so cold, and he just went, look, I can fuse a couple of discs in your neck if you want. And I went, not a hope. I was very active in sport. I did a lot of tennis, basketball, volleyball back then, and I couldn't do too much.
Yep.
I went, no, not an option. He's going, well, I don't know what you're whinging about. I've got people that are way worse off than you. And it was the old, thank you very much, you've got nothing for me. So I embarked on the journey of trying to discover what I could do to fix myself. So I got into, I'd always been getting chiropractic done through the process.
Yep.
And even the adjustments there would only hold for about 3 weeks.
Sure.
So I just couldn't get that long term. So yoga, nutritional supplementation, and within a few months I was about 90% better.
Yes.
Then I went, now I know what I'm going to be when I grow up. Literally refinanced everything, went back to school, got myself to about 99%. And to this day, as you know, still got a little bit of dodginess up in the neck, but I keep all that well managed through regular chiropractic.
Excellent.
So there it is.
Fabulous.
And that's the short version.
That's the short. All right. Okay. Well, that's really cool. What do you? Question for you is: we look around and we see some real crisis of the status of health here in Australia, the Western culture in general. People are getting sicker, it seems, and we may be living longer, but we seem to be a lot sicker, taking a lot more medication. What's your take on why do we seem to be getting worse?
Yeah, my belief is pretty well that it's the Western paradigm. We have this mindset that if you're not broken, you don't worry about it. We don't look at wellness like a lot of other cultures do. We've got this big safety net. I'm broken, great, I can go to the doc under Medicare and get it for free. I can get free hospitalisation. So we're not doing anything to keep ourselves well, and that's becoming obvious with the obesity crisis.
Yes.
You know, there's so many people with type 2 diabetes, lots of people with arthritis, all these conditions that are generally avoidable that we don't see that much of in other cultures. So because we're in that, let's take a pill. It's okay, this has gone wrong with me, what do you got, doc? Here, have this pill. Oh, I've got something else. Here, have another pill. What's the next thing? Have another pill. And we're just doing nothing to fix ourselves. And then when you start looking at diet, you know, what I'm going to call the MIP diet that a lot of people are on, we're having these highly refined foods that there's not much nutrient left in them. All the goodness has been processed out. So we're having these hollow calories, which means we're starving even though we're getting a lot of calories in, which is, there we go, there's our diabetes that's starting to come in, all of our inflammatory conditions, poor skin, asthma, allergies. It's just one leads to the next, to the next, to the next. And then the last thing is those terrible little things, those mobile phones, the tablets. People are like this a lot. And as you would know, a lot of strain coming up through the neck. That puts all the strain down through the spine, which innervates digestive organs, reproductive organs, and other parts. So we're we're literally killing ourselves with the food we put in our mouths, we're killing ourselves with our gadgets. They also impact on sleep. So we're just doing everything wrong to stay well, but we're doing everything right to slowly but surely fall apart.
Right. Yeah, it's lifestyle, isn't it? Really, the things that are causing modern health ailments that we see today is lifestyle. So.
Yeah, I've seen it's something like 5 times the load on your neck by looking down with the muscles up in there. You probably know that better than me, but it's certainly a lot of effort in there. And that's just going to lead to people with the headaches, the thumbs. People are starting to get more carpal tunnel because they're just doing a lot of texting and working on tablets and phones.
All right. Okay. Someone comes to you. They consult with you. What are you going to do for them that's going to help them to achieve better health? Yeah.
It is 100% based on the individual, and we don't use the cookie cutter approach that some people do. So it depends on what they're presenting for. So there will be recommendations on diet, there'll be recommendations on lifestyle, and when we identify what is missing in the diet, and that could be, one of my favourites is iodine. Nearly everyone is deficient in that. So we would use supplementation to make sure that the adequate levels are going in, not the RDI, which is the minimum daily amount to avoid diseases of deficiency.
Yes.
But to actually...
What's RDI? Why don't you explain what RDI is?
Yeah, RDI is what's known as the recommended daily intake. But the sentence doesn't end there. It should be the recommended daily intake, comma, to avoid diseases of deficiency. So, like vitamin C, the RDI is very low. It's like 40 milligram, but that's just enough to stop you getting scurvy. So, having your gums bleed and your teeth fall out.
So
what optimal health?
What should that be? I mean, for
depending
allow proper function.
Depending on who you read, but at least 2,000 milligrams.
Right. So 40 is what they recommend.
And we should be having at least 1 to 2,000.
Right.
So we're miles off with what is optimal health.
So you want to get people's recommended daily intake of nutrients.
That's right. When we've got a lifestyle that is leading to a lot of pro-inflammatory stuff and pro-oxidant foods and activities.
Like what? What would be an example of a
bread?
Bread, right.
Bread. Gluten, very few people do well on gluten. Most people do well away from it. It's got yeast in there. Yeast competes with bacteria, so when we're having that, that's doing battle in our gut. So with that good flora, so we're throwing our gut flora out, assimilation of nutrients goes off. So bread, the old saying, get your daily bread, is probably the worst saying you could ever have. It's no good for us. Yeah. And so therefore we need to have a higher antioxidant load to do battle with the damage that's going on from free radical formation with the healing process. And so vitamin C, it's a 1-to-1 antioxidant, so it's burned up very, very quickly. So that 40 milligrams is bang.
Yes.
It's done. And as many people might be aware, humans are one of the few species on this planet that cannot make or store vitamin C. There's only a half a dozen out there. The apes, there's a couple of birds, but your dog, your cat, and everything else, they can make vitamin C and they can store vitamin C. But we can't, so we need to keep taking it on a regular basis. And it's very quickly eliminated in our body. So we talk about half-life. So half-life of about 4 hours. So you ingest some vitamin C, within 4 hours, half of that is gone already. It's been burned up and excreted. So that's just one thing. Then there's selenium, iodine, zinc. There's so many other things that we need. Right. And once we can identify this in the individual, we can go, right, you're getting colds and flus a lot because your zinc status is very low. We can bring that up. You're suffering a lot of cramping. Most people would think magnesium. Yep, crucial, but magnesium's used in at least 600 reactions in the body. That's according to the world expert on it. So,
and there's probably a lot more that we don't
know about yet. Exactly. And because where my clinic is, just down the road, there is a lot of retirement villages, and statistically we know more heart attacks occur like in your 6 till 10 o'clock period in the morning, which magnesium has a circadian rhythm. It drops to its lowest during that period. So every time I hear an ambulance going past at 8 o'clock in the morning, I go, it's another heart attack because someone hasn't been taking magnesium, because it's all processed out in their foods. It's in the outer husks of our whole grains. So most of the stuff, picking on bread again, it's all nice and white and fluffy, all the magnesium's gone.
Yes.
We don't eat a lot of nuts because we've been told that all the oils in there are bad for us, and now they go, oh, whoops, might have been wrong there. So all the good magnesium sources, people have been pushed away from for a while. So something like 70% of the population are like
deficient.
Yeah. So yeah, everyone we look at individually. What are they low in? How are we going to get them back up to optimal status?
All right, cool. So you're looking at nutrition, you're looking at supplementation, you're looking at other sorts of lifestyle issues.
Yeah, we might even throw some herbs in there as well, because herbs are like turbocharging the nutrients, get them working, get them into your body fast, and give you a pickup. Some really great herbs for energy, for instance. Some also really good herbs as far as digestion go.
Yep.
General wellness, most people know echinacea, you bet. Echinacea, olive leaf, they're great to pick up your immune system. There's a lot of other really good ones around that we keep in clinic, like some of the Chinese herbs. They're sensational for picking your immune system up. So I might see someone who's been sick for 2 weeks, we'll give them some of the bad tasting stuff that I've got, and within 2 days, they're noticing dramatic improvement.
The immune system's kicked in.
That's it, we've supercharged it,
Yeah.
we've given them the zinc and the C, and their body's just gone, great, this is everything. We've got the synergy happening between the herbs and the nutrients.
Great. Excellent. All right, Dr. Gary Borman, from Feeling Better.
Feeling great, naturally.
Feeling great, not better, but
Yeah.
feeling great, naturally. Sharing with us a little bit about what he does and why, and how naturopathy can be a big boost to your health and your well-being. Gary, if they want to get in touch with you, what's the best ways to reach you?
Website is good, all the W's, feelinggreat.com.au, or the good old phone number for those that still use them, 3820-6090, and I'm down at sunny Victoria Point.
Great. Well, I'll put this information in the blog here. You'll be able to find all of his contact details. If you want to consult with Gary, give him a call. Very smart guy, knows his stuff. This is Dr. Jeff from The Joint Chiropractically. Hope you have a fantastic day, and as always, keep your spine checked. It's good for you.